Before we get started in this video today, I do want to issue a trigger warning. We are going to be talking about the death of JonBenet Ramsey. It has been 25 years since this whole situation has started. So please, please, please take that trigger warning very seriously. I don't know how deep I'm going to get into it this video, but just in case, trigger warning. All right, I'll see you guys in a moment. Hi crystal balls, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video today. If this is your first time here, welcome. Please think about sticking around, liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. Don't do that just for me. Please go spread the love, especially during the holiday season, to small places, mom and pop places, and your fellow creators and other people who are hustling. Guys, it takes a few minutes out of your day. It is all free, and it means its weight in gold. Thank you. All right, so I cannot believe it has been 25 years since the case of JonBenet Ramsey happened. I literally grew up with this case, and I was very young when this whole situation happened. I don't want to, whatever, I'm old. But I'm going to tell you guys 3 things that I believe about this case that I want to get out of the way right away. 1, Burke did not kill his sister. I think that's absolutely rubbish. I think it's very slanderous, and I don't think it's logical at all. 2, although I believe that Patsy Ramsey did write the ransom note, I believe she did it under duress, meaning it's something that she did not want to do. It was something that she was forced to do. And because of that, she can kind of devoid herself away from the situation and say, it wasn't me who wrote this note. 3, I believe that the Ramseys covered up this entire situation. 4, I don't believe we will ever solve this case. It's very unfortunate. I just added that 4 in there. But I really, really believe that there is no solving this case. This case was mishandled from the very beginning, and it kept getting worse and worse. And we can look back at the JonBenet Ramsey case with 2020 vision. You have to keep in mind that this was in the 90s, and things like the internet really weren't that big. People didn't really have cell phones. Like, we just don't live in the same world as we did 25 years ago. That is ridiculous to think that. We didn't even have the same type of, DNA technology that we do now. And I don't know if the DNA technology has made any sort of break in this case. The Ramseys were indicted in a grand jury, but I believe it was the prosecuting attorney, it's the DA. The DA decided to not pursue charges. Now, those charges were supposed to be due to child neglect. Guys, this whole situation is insane. So we're going to go back it up. I'm not going to rehash every single thing that happened. There are plenty of videos out there about the JonBenet Ramsey case. This is going to be my unique take on it, just like it's everybody else's unique take on it. And I probably will split this up in a couple of videos because there are some parts that I really want to talk about. So on the day after Christmas, about 5:30 in the morning is when Patsy Ramsey apparently discovered the ransom notes on the steps of a spiral staircase. The official timeline was the night before Christmas, which, I mean, night before was Christmas. Patsy Ramsey, John Ramsey, JonBenet, and Burke were at a party, a Christmas party. And there was a whole bunch of people there, and they were planning, the Ramsey family were planning on going on a trip the next day. I can't remember exactly where they were going. I want to say it was in Georgia somewhere, where they had more family. And I believe that's where JonBenet's older sibling or older children lived. I'm not 100% sure on that. Again, I'm going by memory on most of this stuff. The timeline was they got home. Basically, JonBenet was asleep. Dad took her upstairs and put her in a bed, and that's it. And they didn't hear or see anything until, Patsy Ramsey got up at, 5 or so in the morning to start their day. I never believed this timeline. This timeline is not backed up by anybody outside of the family. I honestly, there's no witnesses, there's nothing. So you just have to trust the narrative that the family is giving you. I don't believe this for a second because, something horrific happened to JonBenet Ramsey. She was murdered. I don't believe she was murdered in that house. I believe she was put back in that house, but I don't believe that was the kill spot. Patsy Ramsey also was wearing the same exact outfit that she was the day before. The reason that I say this is so suspicious is because Patsy Ramsey is not a woman who rewears clothing, especially day after day. She was accustomed to a very rich life. She was a pageant woman. She was very much a mother, a person who was all about appearances. And there's nothing wrong with that per se. It's just not part of her character to turn around and put on the same exact outfit that she had on the day before. That doesn't make sense. Like, that's something I would do because, like, what if I only wore it like a couple hours? I was in my pajamas all day or whatever. But Patsy Ramsey was not the person to do that. We are getting a Bowie cameo right now, guys. Bowie says hi. So, I don't believe their official timeline. Between the time that they got out of the party that they were at and the time that Patsy made the 911 call, there are, I think it's about 12 hours that is missing. Maybe less. I honestly don't know for sure. But then again, you're trusting the narrative of this. I don't remember hearing other people coming forward from the party and saying, oh yes, absolutely. JonBenet was passed out. She was so tired. And they left at 6:05 or anything like that. I don't remember. It might be out there. I don't know. Taking a Java Momma coffee break. If you like Java Momma, take a look in the description box. Get some good coffee. That is hazelnut. Okay. What happened in that amount of time? What we do know for sure is that JonBenet Ramsey suffered a catastrophic blow to the head that did not kill her. Now, guys, this is difficult because I can't imagine what this child went through. She was 5 years old or just turned 6. The baby, a child. She suffered for 2 hours. She was alive. Now, the catastrophic blow, some experts say that she probably could have lived. It doesn't necessarily mean that her life would have been easy. She may have suffered brain damage or other situations that happen. However, she was alive. The actual cause of death was a strangulation from the garrote that was in their house, made by tools in the house. A kidnapping and a murder in the same place doesn't make any sense. The ransom note definitely does not make any sense. Now, I have talked about the ransom note prior, and people have brought up before, why in the world was there a 3-page note? How unusual. The fact is, it honestly is not that unusual. There are many cases, including the Charles Lindbergh kidnapping, that have notes that were pages and pages and pages long. Now, the issue is, where was it written? We don't necessarily know where the Charles Lindbergh kidnapping note was written at. We know for sure that the kidnapping note was written at the Ramsey household. There was a first draft that was already started that was crumpled up and thrown away. This was Patsy Ramsey's own personal stationery and her pen that was used. Experts who have copied it from beginning to end as fast as they can, it took them about 22 minutes to do it. Now, we do have some sort of time difference depending on how the person was thinking. I can write very quickly, especially when I'm writing something that I need to. Something like fiction. I write fiction, I'm a writer. So I have books out there on Amazon too, if you want to check those out. Anyway, shameless self-promotion. Anyway, you can write a lot quickly, but I don't know about this particular situation because it was so calculated. They ask a millionaire. Don't forget the Benet family, or the Bennett family, were millionaires at this point. I don't know what their life is like now, but at this point, they were more than comfortable. They had several homes, a private plane, and $118,000 was the exact amount of money that they asked for. It's ridiculous. And yes, that happened to be the exact amount of John's bonus that year. How coincidental? I don't know. The thing is, they also acted like they were in a movie. There are quotes in here like you're talking or watching Speed. Like, don't grow a brain, John. Like, that stuff is literally from the movie Speed. It's like somebody wrote a really sucky Hollywood version of a ransom note. The point of a ransom note is to collect money in an exchange for whatever. There usually is a threat, like, don't call the police, which is exactly what they did. I would have done the same thing. But the fact is, why was there a ransom note done at all? If the dead body of JonBenet Ramsey was in their basement. It doesn't make sense to me. We may not get much further than this today, but I just want to point out how strange that is. You don't ask for ransom when the body of a child that you're trying to get money for is literally in the basement. Obviously, the people who put this note together would know that, because they're the ones in charge. They're the ones, theoretically, that have kidnapped the child, taken her out of her home, and asked for ransom. So why was her body there? It doesn't make sense. Now, I did say before, I believe that Patsy Ramsey wrote this note, but I believe it was written under complete distress. She herself did not want to do it. I believe she was forced into doing this. I believe she was forced into doing this by John, but also other people. I think there were more people involved in this outside of the Ramsey family. This is so odd. Now, everybody points to Burke and says that he is the person that hurt her. And the reason why the Ramseys covered this entire thing up is because they were afraid they were going to lose Burke too. I don't believe that for an instant. Burke, he would not have been, his life wouldn't have been as horrible. It's not like a 9-year-old boy would be going to jail. Now, he probably would have been removed from the home. There probably would have been an investigation, yada, 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 yada. But to believe that Burke did this, I think it's very, it just doesn't make any sense to me. They lie about everything else, so I don't know. I watching the Dr. Phil stuff with Burke, I don't think that changes anything. I think, once a person suffers trauma, they can stop maturing. Usually it's the death of a parent, but a death of a sister, especially one in your own home. You saw the body. You knew she was apparently kidnapped. You saw your sister lying on the floor dead. You will stop maturing at that point. He probably never got the proper help that he needed to be able to deal with that situation. And I believe that he is just as much a victim in this situation than anybody else is. He's a child. And I don't believe that he killed his sister. Do I believe that siblings can kill each other? Absolutely. But it doesn't make sense to me in this particular situation. There's lies everywhere. The other biggest lie that happened right away that we can debunk is pineapple. JonBenet had undigested pineapple in her body at the time of her death, which means that she hadn't eaten it more than, I believe they said, an hour to 90 minutes prior. When asked if anybody ate pineapple and milk, because that's what the snack was, everybody denied it. But in the pictures that were taken in the household, there is a picture of a bowl of pineapple and milk with a spoon. And the fingerprints on it are Patsy's, Burke's, and JonBenet's. I don't think that makes much of a difference. They all live in the same house. They all could have touched that bowl in the same day. But that's the fact. And the fact is that there was pineapple there. Now, she was 6 years old. I don't know if I would have gone downstairs in the middle of the night if I was hungry. Actually, I wouldn't have, because I really just, I slept through the night. I really like sleeping, but I didn't like going downstairs by myself when I was little because I was afraid of the dark. And I didn't want to fall on anything. That's something I honestly never thought of. And looking at me as a fat kid, you thought, oh yeah, this kid goes downstairs and eats at night. No, I don't. I don't like, running around in the dark. And yeah, whatever. But trying to think back, if I was 6 years old, would I have gone downstairs in the middle of the night to go get pineapple and milk for myself? Probably not. And because JonBenet was only 6, and I believe that Patsy Ramsey was a fairly decent mother, as far as, she took care of her kids, she did stuff like this for them, got their meals, things like that. She most likely would have gotten them their snack if she was hungry. She also wet the bed that night. This could have been something that happened after she wet the bed, that they just sat down and had a snack together. It's not out of the realm of possibilities, but they want us to believe that JonBenet went downstairs by herself, got this bowl, got her spoon, got the pineapple from somewhere, and poured the milk by herself. Is it possible? Yeah. Is it probable? Yeah. We can definitely have an argument for that, if it's probable or not. For me personally, no. Other kids, it might be. But then again, where was this in the timeline? We have to believe, apparently, if we're believing the official timeline that was told by the Ramsey family, that JonBenet was dead asleep. They didn't mention anything about her wetting the bed. It happened. They can clearly tell that happened. They didn't mention anything about her snack. That happened too. I believe without a shadow of a doubt that there are many lies in this very beginning part of the whole situation. The ransom note, the timing, the snack. Why would they ask for a ransom note in the first place when she was dead in the house? It doesn't make any sense. Were they planning on doing something to JonBenet's body? I don't know. There's a lot of confusion and a lot of odd things that happened in the case, and this is just the beginning. So this is getting a bit long, so we're just going to call this part 1, and I'll continue to cover this and do more of an in-depth situation. But basically, I wanted to get out there that I don't think this case will ever be solved. I don't believe Burke had anything to do with it. I believe that the Ramsey family did cause this situation to happen, but other people were there too. It was not just them working alone. And I believe Patsy Ramsey wrote the note, but it was under such a stressful situation that she actually kind of devoided herself of doing that. And I believe she was afraid. Fear does a lot to people. And I believe that Patsy had a reason to be afraid that night. More than just, I lost my daughter. I think she was afraid for her life and the life of Burke. We'll continue this on in the next video. So before I go, take a check in my description box and go look at audible.com. There are so many podcasts out there about this case that have amazing information and a lot of speculation. But please go take a look at audible.com. You can try a free trial. This is through my Amazon associates. So it's a free trial for, I think, 2 weeks, and you get to keep whatever title that you choose. You can listen to unlimited podcasts at that time, and you can listen to Audible originals. Now, I'm currently listening to Neil Gaiman's Being Stuck on an Airplane. I'm also listening to Dark History podcast, Lights Out podcast, and History for Weirdos. So those are a few things there that you might like. So check it out. It's free. If you don't like it, you can cancel it. No big deal. All right, guys. Have a wonderful day or night wherever you are in this world. Remember that every single day is a gift. Use your time wisely. I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.